Good morning, everybody. Here in California, it's 6:57 in the morning. I woke up a couple hours ago, and yeah, you can see my hair is all crazy. Um, I'm having some coffee, and like any old man does, we wake up early, we get coffee, take our vitamins, and read the news and watch videos before we start our day. Take a shower and go on with the rest of your day. Well, in the news today, I heard some very disturbing stuff, and it's regarding the allegations against Neil Gaiman. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I really didn't have a view. I mean, I was like, let him get his day in court, let him prove his innocence, separate the art from the artist, yada, 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 yada. But now that it's going to civil court, and their lawyers for both him and his estranged wife are coming out and saying, yeah, it's all consensual. And there's rumors of not just teens involved, but minors, children in his deviancy. Makes me want to cry and pisses me off to no end. Okay, I don't know if these are true, but they came out and said, oh, all the things she described are true, but it was all consensual. So does that include the minors and children as well? I mean, look, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, may she rest in peace. She passed away a few years ago. They spent, for as long as I've known them, and I know my dad. I call him my dad, but he's my father-in-law. Known him since I met Rachel, my wife, 23 years now. I knew the mom until she passed away, 20 years, okay? They spent their entire life keeping those kind of people locked away in prison. Their business was CNC polygraph. They specialized in, how can I put this without getting my videos striked? They for the state and the country, they specialized in keeping sexual predators once they're caught, keeping them behind bars, and having them uh, monthly polygraphs, all this stuff, did psychological profiles on these people. And one thing that did come out, from them, that I learned was these people cannot change. Once a deviant like that, always a deviant like that. They never change. They just try to get more sneaky. And hide the things they're doing, and they feel they're fully justified in what they're doing. Now, these things coming to light about Neil Gaiman and his wife, if the child allegations, the minor allegations, are completely false, cool, okay? Because messing around with adults, hey, you can do what you want with adults, as long as it's consensual. I don't like it. It goes against my beliefs, as a God-fearing Christian. But you have the right to do what you want. You're going to pay for it later on. We all will be judged. I mean, Warren Ellis, he's never messed around with minors, but he gets around. Grant Morrison, Garth Ennis, all those guys were doing it, sleeping with fans, messing around. It's just what you do. You get famous, you got fanboys or girls, whatever you're into, and they do it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying they do it, okay? But there's a line, okay? And on the other side of that line are the minors and children, and you don't do that. You just don't. Now, I'm hoping and praying this stuff is fake, okay? And they're just throwing this out there to try to do whatever they can to him. If these things are true, after the civil trial, I hope and pray criminal charges are brought up against him. Because, in my opinion, he needs to be locked up. They need to be away from society. We don't need those people in a productive society. They don't represent the best of humanity. Okay? They represent the worst. And I'm just going to come out and say it. You mess around like that with minors and children, you're not deviant. You're evil. You're satanic. You're demonic. Okay? And the Lord rebukes you. Straight up. I mean, that's the most I can say. It just really disturbs me as a Christian, as a father, even though my son's grown. He'll be 23 this year. You know, he's a grown man. Bigger, badder, handsomer than me. Thank God. You know? But I just sit back and I think, oh my God, what if something like that happened to my son? What would I do? I already know what I'd do. I'd go after who did it, and they would suffer. And I don't care if I spent the rest of my life in prison. It's well worth it. Because of what that child goes through for the rest of their life. And we do know from the psychological profiles that children who suffer from abuse growing up, a lot of the times when they become adults, they continue that chain of abuse. Okay? And no, man, that's just not right. And my mind, I'm very linear in my thinking. A is A, right? If they've already admitted to all the stuff that the one girl who's pushing the civil case to, and their only backup is, oh, but it was all consensual, then maybe these other things are coming out. More than likely are true. You do not go out there and make up a serious charge that is talking about some serious prison time. You know, you don't, not when it comes to kids, you don't make that stuff up, you know? Kids and teens, you don't. There have been cases where it's happened and it ruins their life. Those people that do that stuff have to be separated in prison. Because they get shanked. They get killed. Look what happened to Jeffrey Dahmer. And the guards let it happen. Okay, bottom line, guards let it happen. Keep that in mind. But it's really has me upset. But I've been thinking about it a lot. And I have changed my view, you know. They admit they did all these things. Yet their only defense is they're saying they're consensual. And I was, for the longest time, innocent until proven guilty, and separate the art from the artist. Well, being a father, hearing the stories from my father and mother, God bless her soul, in heaven now, I can't ride that middle line anymore. I'm taking a side, and I'm not supporting Neil Gaiman. I have a couple books here that I found, like, for example, Death, the High Cost of Living, #1. I was going to take this to Comic-Con Revolution on my birthday, which is in May. I'm a Gemini. And Comic-Con Revolution always happens on my birthday. Chris Bocciolo, the artist, was going to be there. I was going to have him sign it, so I'd have it. But I don't want it. I don't want that anymore. I don't care. I just can't do this. I can't. Yeah, I just ripped up a mint copy of Death, the High Cost of Living. I can't do it anymore. You're saying, oh, well, that's no big deal. That's just a cheap book. It's like a $5 to $10 book. Okay, well, how about this one? This is The Sandman #2. I actually have a #1 somewhere. I have all the way up to, I think, 25 or 26 in my big storage unit behind the house. The only one I'm missing is 8. Okay, that's the big one, First Appearance of Death. But this is #2. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not being overly emotional. I've given this a lot of thought. I just can't. I can't do that, man. You don't fuck around with kids. You don't. You just don't. Children are our future. Children are innocent. And it's our job to teach them right and wrong. They're our future. You know? No, you just don't. And there is a good chance that stuff is true. Because they've already come out and admitted everything that woman's accused them of. But said, oh, it was consensual. So, bye-bye, Sandman #2. I can't do it. And as I find the other books, when I go through my storage to pull out more books to sell you guys, at the $1, $2, and $3 sales I do, I'm going to rip those up too, but it's not going to be on video. I just had to make this video, get this off my chest. Yeah, thanks for hearing me out. If you are a father or a mother out there, I want you to think about that. You know, what if that was my kid? The thing, I don't know how old these teenagers or children, whatever they were, they just said children. So that could be anything from, under 18 to under 12. I don't know. But I don't want to take that chance. I want nothing to do with that. I'm done. Neil Gaiman, I'm done. And I know he's still got a lot of diehard fans, but man, no. I want all you diehard fans to think, well, if these things are true, and it's sounding like they are because he's admitting to all this stuff, and his wife is doing it, but the lawyer's just saying, oh, but it was all consensual. How do you get consent from a child? There was a psychological study done for children, okay? We're talking 14 and under, okay? Where they came into a room, and there was a scientist at the other table, and there were 2 plates in front of the child. One plate had like $10,000 cash money. The other plate was stacked high with Oreo cookies. And they did this to 100 children. And only 2 of the children they did this to picked the money. Okay, 2. The rest took the cookies. So how can you tell me that's consensual? You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. I've gone on enough. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment below, especially if I pissed you off. Haters are always fun. God bless you. I love you. Peace.